Okay, so yeah, he keeps saying that hoarders, people who hoarder things, money, things, people, it's not a disease. It's not a mental illness. It's a demonic spirit. They have something inside of them that it's making them do that stuff. That it's making them, because it's like, because hoarding, it's not, it's like saying racism, for example, is a mental illness. It's not. White supremacy is not a mental illness. It's demonic. It's hoarding is the same thing. That's what we have billionaires hoarding money, right? That's demonic. It's the same thing. Okay, so he keeps saying that people who hoarder, who have clutter in their home and stuff like that, it's not a, and I know a lot of people say like, oh, but that's depression, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. It's not. Okay, so that's for someone's confirmation that when you see someone home and stuff like that, and there's a lot of hoarding stuff, they have a spirit inside of them. Okay, and also there's a lot of spirits attached to this stuff that they're hoarding. Like the spirit, like the evil spirits are attached to this stuff. And they're living in this person's home. This person's basement. He's showing me a basement, someone's basement. You remember, I don't know if you've seen that show where there's like people that go into people's houses, like hoarders and stuff like that, and they start cleaning their houses and they fix their houses, stuff like that. He's showing me like how these people are like angels, earth angels. They choose these people to help them, to save them from keep hoarding not only things but evil spirits in their home that jeopardizes that person's health, finance, livelihood, environment. It's the same thing. Okay, so hoarding, it's not good. Okay, so if you see yourself doing that, like that's why he keeps saying like minimalistic, less is more. Less is more. Okay, so he keeps saying that like less is more, you know, like don't, that overbuying too, that's not the extra shopping for things that you don't need constantly, or you use your emotional, like if you're feeling kind of sad or something like that and you need to be buying stuff so that you can feel better. Nope. Overconsumption, nope. That's not of God. Stop buying stuff that you don't need, you know, especially when we're going through a climate emergency crisis right now, right? I know people don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. Stop buying shit. Like, that's why they're putting so much commercials now, like YouTube, everywhere. It's like, it's a trap. It's to get you to buy. Don't fall in the trap. Don't buy stuff that you don't need. If you need something, then okay, you know? But if you don't need it, then what the fuck? And that too, like he's showing me all these people buying all these clothes, all these things. I'm not judging anybody because I used to be there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying as someone that been there, done that, and I saw like, wait, why did I buy all these things that I'm not even wearing? Like I see, he's showing me people that buy things, put them in their closet, and they never wear it, ever. And then they go and put it in the thrift store, which, by the way, thanks so much, too. Hey, you're helping, you know, those who go to the thrift stores. But at the same time, stop buying things that you don't need, man. Like, what the hell? Stop hoarding. That, too, is like people hoarder stuff, collect stuff, but they don't use it, and they don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not talking to people who collect, like, you know, antique and stuff like that. You too, like you gotta watch yourself when you're always constantly buying antique stuff and then you have a bunch of, like, you're hoarding a bunch of stuff. Some of that stuff, if you're not cleansing them and cleaning them and stuff like that, they have demonic spirit in them. They're attached to them. It was from another person's house, and it was somebody else's stuff. It's the same thing when we buy clothes that they're used. You gotta wash them. You gotta literally like wash them and pray over them and stuff like that. Like, fuck that. Purify my clothes. Right? Especially if they're used by other people. Okay? It's the same thing. Don't hoarder. It's not good. Stop hoarding. Stop extra buying, overspending. Literally, overconsumption is a disease. Okay? And racism and white supremacy is not a mental illness. Okay? Like, he's literally saying that while I was doing the dishes. Like, it's not a mental illness. It's not. Okay? So those who are putting that out there, like, oh well, we're being taught that. No, that's what we're doing. We're unlearning to relearning. We need to relearn that hoarding is not healthy, that overconsumption is not healthy, overbuying is not healthy, right? And then you wonder why you're feeling depressed and anxious and stuff like that when you overspend stuff that you don't need, and then you can't pay bills, then you can't be in your job on time or something like that because you're not feeling certain type of way, because you feel guilty and ashamed because you buy stuff that you don't need, but now you that's why I've seen people buying stuff and then returning them. That's another one. I just want to put it out there for you. Just think about the delivery. How much CO2 the delivery of that costs. It's not the cost of the item. I want you to think about that. Be conscious, be a conscious buyer now, because we need you to be a conscious buyer. If Amazon and all these fucking stores, online stores, they're so easy to buy now, they didn't make you think of that. I need you to think of that. When you buy something and then you don't want it anymore and return it, don't look at the price of it. Oh yeah, it's rewarding to see, okay, it went back into my account, great, right? But then you have to return it, right? There's a cost of delivering it to you and then you returning it. That is a higher price than the actual price that you're paying. Some of you need to be thinking of that. When you buy things, especially you're overbuying and then you don't need it anymore, you don't want it anymore, it's not the price that matters. It's the price of delivering. The whole transport. That's what you need to think about. That costs more for our planet during this time. Okay? So this is why he wants you guys to think. Sustainability is this way, thinking consciously. Okay? It's not healthy to be overbuying things that you don't need. If anything, give it to somebody who needs it, who needs that type of money, who needs food. There's a lot of homeless shelters right now. They need our help. There's a lot of organizations that it could be helping wars, could be helping people with famine and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, the reward for doing that, it's much better than buying a fucking t-shirt on Amazon that is like costs $30 and by the time you deliver it's like $50 to $75. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, that's something that I'm noticing. I'm like, and I thank God I stopped that like 2 years ago, but I see it's like, wow, like one shirt, $20, and you see like the taxes and then delivery, it's like literally what, $20 shirt, it can cost you $75 to be to your place, to deliver the next day or the second day, right? And then let's say you don't like it anymore, right? I don't know if Amazon is allowing returning and stuff like that, but I don't think for clothes. But some of you, it's like, yeah, I don't want it, you return it, right? There's another cost for that you don't pay, that you don't see it, right? Because that's what you're like, oh no, I don't see it, it's my problem, right? It is your problem. The cost of sending it back is the CO2 that it needs to be to deliver it back. Think consciously. It's time for that. Unlearn to relearn, okay? How to be more sustainable. That's in the personal sense. Your environment affects your well-being, your sustainability, your stability, right? If you're hoarding, overbuying, that too, what you think. If you're always constantly thinking negative and you're, always like in that, depressed and anxiety and stuff like that. I get it. Some people, it's like they can't help it. They have to be medicated and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, as someone, and I'm not saying this like everyone can do this, but as someone who decided to do a practice of meditation and healing and doing exercise every day when I can, praying and stuff like that, I don't need to be medicated anymore. Have you tried that? Try it. You know what I'm saying? Now the medical system, all that stuff that we thought it was you gotta unlearn to relearn, okay? Because some of those medication could be making you even more sick than you think. Unfortunately, it's what it is. That's how the medical system works. And they don't want you guys to really think of that. But one thing fixes something, but then it damages another thing. Check out the medication with your eating, drinking, whatever. Research it. Do your own research. I knew that one of the medication was fixing one thing, but it was damaging something else. It could have been something with my period. It could have been something in my heart. I could be getting more anxious than actually, it wasn't really fixing anything. And as soon as I remove all the medication, I feel better. I can actually feel balance within myself. Find that within myself. That's for some of you. Others of you, it's not something that you can just like, okay, and it's okay, But when you're heavily being medicated for a long time, it's hard to find that self-healing within yourself, So that's why I'm not a doctor and stuff like that, but God wants me to let you guys know that you could try to self-heal yourself. Work on yourself. There's people who literally, everyone's different, everyone's unique, but he's saying to try because some medication is doing more damage than good, okay? Especially those who thinking that hoarding and depression and stuff like that is, like a lot of you don't need to be medicated. Like he keeps saying that, like you don't. You just need a better self-discipline. You need better practice habits, better habits, like build better habits for yourself. And he's saying like you're coping with things that are not healthy too. Like if you're drugs and alcohol and stuff like that, but you're also taking medication to reduce your depression and anxiety. Yeah. Anyways, he's our Father. He loves us very much and he sees everything. What you don't want people to know or see, he sees it. And I'm picking up someone's energy by that. Yeah. So, yeah.